Yeah, in the interview with Rock Bottom, Fredrik Larsson, bass player for HammerFall, and Pontus Norgren, guitar player for HammerFall. So it's the first leg of the Built to Last tour. It comes to the end. So how were the reactions of the fans, especially on your new material of Built to Last?
It has been extremely well. It seems like the first. I mean, these new songs fits really well into the set. So I mean, people already know the lyrics for them. So it's been overwhelming.
Yeah. And you have recorded 10 albums right now, and how hard is it to find the right set list today?
That is hard, of course, because you have to please sort of everyone, and you have to please yourself, so you have a fun set. And as a band, you want to play the new songs,
of course.
But it's over 110 songs to choose from, and to find a good set and get the new album in, it's really hard. But I think we succeeded very, very good this time.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's like a 20-year anniversary for Glory to the Brave. Mm-hmm. So people want us to play a lot of songs from that one, but we managed to do that with a small medley instead. So we kind of squeezed that in as well.
And you have had two changes of drummers in the recent years. So Anders Johansson left 2 years ago after the release of the Revolution album, and David Wallin left after the release of the Built to Last album. So why do drummers leave you so often after a release?
This was just unfortunately. I mean, David really wanted to be part of this leg as well, but. Family reason, he just couldn't do it, so we had to replace him.
And will Johan Kohlberg be a permanent member of HammerFall, or is he just a substitute for this tour?
We always say we have like a trial period first and see if everything works out and everyone is happy. Then we'll see what happens. This is, it was the same thing with David. He took off after Anders for the tour first. And then it worked out. He did the album, and we'll see what happens in the future.
But you had a baby break a few years ago. But you can cope with family and band today, or is it still a problem for you?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm in the band. It was just I just had the baby, my second baby in December, and that's when the tour started, so it was impossible for me to handle that, so we had to get a replacement. And since it was Stefan, our old guitar player, it all worked out really well, because the audience really liked to have Stefan back, so it was a great thing. I think
it was a fun thing to do. And he liked to play the bass. He said, "Whoa, great to do it again." He's a jet pilot, so he has a good job. But then for him, it was like a fun vacation. Yeah, he had to go out and just have some fun again.
Go out and rock.
Yeah, go out and rock again.
Built to Last sounds like typical HammerFall with a fresh and vivid sound. So how hard was it to deliver such a fresh sounding album after so many albums and years?
I have to, when it comes after the break, before the Revolution album, in that period of the break, we had to, the reason of the break was, we were stuck in middle of nowhere. And we didn't know, what is good, what is bad. And we took the break and took away all the bad stuff and just focused on all the good stuff. And then we found the recipe, like this feels good. And the way we record the album and everything. So I think on Built to Last, we just made, another step into the new era of HammerFall. And we, keep the energy, it should be fun. Because a lot of bands come into the black hole where they just do it because they've always done it. And it's like a relationship, more or less. It is like a relationship, and you know each other so well and take everyone for granted, you know, and then after the break we found a new spirit of, you know, energy and get the hunger back.
Yeah.
It's really important to feel that we're still a hungry band, because we are.
Yeah.
We want to do this and we want to prove that we can do this, and it seems like the audience got it, because they seem to really like the two last albums, at least.
Yeah.
And we try to aim for not that perfect take in the studio, not that perfect pitch and timing and everything. As long as we just get the energy out of it, you can.
Yeah. You can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it shines through that it's fun. We're having fun.
Really. Yeah. And Joachim went to Los Angeles for recording his vocal parts. Yeah, James Michael helped you with recording the vocals again. So why did James Michael become so important for recording and producing the vocals?
I think they really hit it off on Infected album when we recorded the vocals in his studio. And James Michael is someone that Joachim's look up to as a singer, songwriter, everything. So they got a really good connection, and he really brought out the good side of Joachim. He could push himself, and since it worked out so good the first time, we wanted to do the same thing.
But the Infected album was not well received by the fans, I guess, and not by the journalists. So it was my impression. So why did you turn back to the LA connection? Because this album was not so well received. So how would you see it?
I would say that album is really judged by the cover. So they had like. If it wasn't Hector in front of the cover, so that was a big mistake, and then it was kind of a fresh another direction for HammerFall, and it didn't work out that good. But if you look at it in retrospective, it's not that different, I think, at least not in my opinion. And the vocals on that album is really good.
Yeah.
So no,
and I think that album shows that we were a little bit stuck also.
we needed to do something new.
We need, you know, we felt like we need to do something. Maybe you never know, but maybe we should have had a break before the Infected album.
Yeah,
you know, that could have been the better choice. But, you know, you're in the loop and everything just, it's time for a new album. And then maybe, I don't know, because I love the songs, I love everything on the album.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah.
But, you know, if we don't feel right, that's exactly the same if you go up on stage and you don't, you know, feel good. The audience gonna see that you don't feel. They see through you. It's like, and maybe that's.
Maybe. And Built to Last. So what was Built to Last? What's behind the album title?
The album title is pretty obvious. I mean, we started HammerFall first released in '97, and no one believed that we would even do a second one. And now, 20 years later, 10 studio albums. It proves that HammerFall is definitely built to last.
Yeah, that's good, and this album reminds me a little bit to Glory to the Brave. The cover is very similar, I guess, and the sound a little bit as well. So was it intended to?
Not intended in that way, I guess, but when we did Revolution, we kind of went back and looked at what we were inspired by back in the days. We didn't want to feel like HammerFall '97, but we got inspired by the bands we got inspired by then. Yeah. So I guess we just took that part and moved it further, took another step.
Because when the first album, Glory to the Brave, was released in '97, you were a part of this band, but you left the band shortly after the release. So was it a mistake afterwards?
No, I don't. I don't regret that I quit HammerFall in that time, because if I would have just done it and not done it by heart, 100%, I guess I would have quit anyway along the way. So it was better for me to step aside at that point, and then come back later with much better.
So it's the 20th anniversary of this album and your career as a professional band. So will you celebrate it in some way? A special concert or something special? Play the whole entire album?
We talked about it, but I really don't think so. But never say never. Because I think, in my opinion, HammerFall we still have a high level. We want to write new songs and deliver records that are even better than before. And we are still growing, or at least we're not sinking. So I think it would be to lower the standards and rely on the back catalog to do such things. I don't know. I'm not the man in charge, but we talked a little bit about it.
Yeah, we talked about it, and still it's like, if I go back to one of the first questions, when you keep find the energy again, find the the youth, then it feels like, should we dig that up? Of course, we play songs. We have played songs from the album, all through the years, all the time, because this is great songs. But somehow do a 20-year anniversary show. Maybe it could be one show, but then it's a lot of work to make that happen. And will people, of course, some people, but them people that was 20 years ago. Are they still around, or are they,
You don't even know if the audience has heard the first album, because we have gathered so many people along the way.
New fans and everything, so.
It was a huge change this time because you have left your long-time label, Nuclear Blast. Now you have a new label, Napalm Records. So what was the reason for this change?
I guess that we needed to do something new. We needed to find another direction to get through. I mean, we still want to grow as a band and reach out to new areas and do new stuff, and not just do things as we always done.
And in a long-term relationship with the record company, it's a little bit like being in a band. You take each part for granted a little bit, and HammerFall, they can do that. I mean, it was a more of a step into find something fresh. Maybe maybe see what can someone else bring into this. So
some new energy. For everyone involved.
Okay. And what about you? Can you contribute your musical ideas to the music of HammerFall as well? Because I guess Oscar and Joachim are writing nearly everything, I guess. So do you have your possibility to bring in your own ideas as well? Or are you just the musicians? How would you see it?
No,
you contribute a lot.
I've been writing a couple of songs, but still, for example, the recording process. We don't go into the rehearsal room and start to write songs together. I live in Stockholm, and Oscar lives in Gothenburg, and Joachim moved to Stockholm now, so we live far apart. But we come up with ideas, we talk, and then when all the demos and everything are ready, when we go into the studio, that's when it starts, and everyone contributes. And even if it's not the songwriting, it's how to
add layers on top.
Add layers and produce, because whatever, even if the drummer hears the drum machine on a demo, he has to play it, and he contributes, and then the hunger, the sound, and I sit there record because I work as a producer also. And the thing is, I think what I brought in was more what Fredrik said before, like, just do it, get the energy, whatever. It doesn't that doesn't matter. No one's gonna hear that was a little bit early or a little bit late.
It just adds up on the dynamic and everything.
Exactly.
Very good, And what are your further plans for 2017? This American tour is...
Yeah, there's a North America tour coming up.
And the festivals.
And a lot of festivals. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of festivals. And then we have some plans for this fall as well. But since nothing is really on paper yet, so there's not much we can speak about.
So do you have unachieved goals, maybe for playing China or something kind like that? For HammerFall, are there unachieved goals after so many years, 20 years?
We played China last year.
Yes.
Yeah, really? Yeah.
Hong Kong.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. But we talked about this before, and one fun thing would be to play like Africa, South Africa. Never been there on that continent even, so it would be cool.
Yeah. And some more shows like in Australia. And
it would be nice to...
Did you ever play in Australia?
Yes.
Yeah, we did last year as well.
Oh, yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
In Japan, how was the situation in Japan?
Very good. Touring wise, now we did a Loud Park festival. That was last year also. Yeah. And that was fantastic. And also we went back after 18 years to Greece and played Athens. And that was also amazing. Yeah. So it's... goals are always to, not conquer new ground, but, it's just... be able to come and play, and because people want us to come and play. So.
Yeah, it's good. Do you have unmentioned things, some messages you want to bring to your fans that I did not ask right now? Come to our concerts, buy our records.
Buy a record.
No, but I really hope to see everyone out on the festivals this summer, because there's a lot of festivals and probably someone near you. So
good.
Yeah,
come there.
Wacken, for example, or Wacken?
No, not this year.
Not this year.
But a lot of other festivals.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for this nice interview. Yeah,
thank you very much.
Fredrik, and Pontus, thank you very much. Keep on rocking.
Yes. We will.
We will.
Absolutely. For another 20 years.
Yes.